Yes, we are live. Hey everyone, welcome to a special show of Gear Up. I'm your host, Rachel Moore, and it is special because I'm in a different place. I'm actually not in my normal studios. You can see I've got a totally different background behind me. Usually you see my lovely purple wall, and we don't see that today. And you might get some ambient noise because guess what? I'm actually up in Keystone. I'm at my mom has a condo here, and we were able to use it for just a couple days to kind of get somewhere different. And I love that right now is when people are deciding to start yelling outside. So I have a little less control over what is going on, but I know you guys understand and are going to hang with me on this. But we're still having our show a little bit later than normal today. And again, I don't have my microphone or have my normal gear. You are getting this truly organic. So thank you for joining me here on the Gear Up show. And just to remind you, Gear Up is a show about digital tools and useful stuff. I love tools. I mean, let's face it, there are so many tools out there in today's technology, and even intangible things that you can grab and hold that are amazing. And I love when, Julie, don't you love when like you see these websites that talk about hacks of using tools that maybe you never knew you could use the tool that way? Can openers is like that one where I always just thought there was one way to use a can opener to open a can, and instead there's like a couple ways. It's crazy. So happy to be here with you today, though, to share with you my love of tools. I hope you love tools as well and just useful stuff. Every time we come on Gear Up, I'm going to give each tool a rating because I really do want to give you some insight into how helpful or useful it is. Instead of stars, we use gears because Gear Up. And it makes sense. The gear icon is pretty much universal when you are trying to get into the settings of something. That's typically what you use to get into the settings and change things up and see how things work. And so it seemed appropriate that we use gears for the rating. So at the end of this show, very short show, we're going to give you the rating for today's tool. Quick reminder too, you can find any of these helpful videos, including past episodes of Gear Up, on my really social YouTube channel. Easiest link to get there is bit.ly/howtosocialvideos, all lowercase. But you can find me Really Social Solutions on YouTube. Would love it if you join us there. So without further ado, I say that a lot, mostly because my favorite show is Much Ado About Nothing, but we're going to make much ado about a tool today called AZ Screen Recorder. Now, my research shows that this is a strictly Android app, but I use Android. I'm sure, and actually I know for a fact after researching that there's a ton of different options for iPhones as well. Maybe not called AZ Screen Recorder, but there are some free options out there. But AZ Screen Recorder is actually an app that I happened upon, gosh, it has to have been over 4 years ago. Because in the course of doing what I do, and again, if you go visit my my YouTube channel, you're going to see that I do a ton of how-to videos about social media. Well, guess where most of social media lives? Right here on a phone, on our smartphones. Mobile friendly. Mobile is the way we're all going. We're all usually visiting stuff 7 out of 10 times we're using our mobile phones. It's just where we live and what we have in the palm of our hand. So naturally, it makes sense. I'd want to show off how to do things and do tutorials using the actual mobile phone interface. And I was like, how can I do that? I need to be able to record my mobile. There we go. I can do that. That kind of gave away the game there. We're actually going to show you this through a different tool, which I'll probably cover on a future show. But I'm going to actually show you my screen right now. So let me just pop this up here. So what you're seeing right now is my screen, and I'm using a different tool called Let's View, which I will talk about on a future show, as I mentioned. But what I want to do is walk you through how AZ Screen Recorder works. Okay, so you're seeing my mobile screen, and I'm actually going to hop into my business little folder, which is where I keep it, and I'm going to type in, and let's make sure this catches up with me. I just want to make sure. The Let's View tool is one it's brand new and I'm evaluating it right now. So I just want to make sure it's actually doing what it's supposed to be doing. Okay. All right. So let's see. Hopefully it's getting into, let's catch up, go into my AZ Screen Recorder. Come on, buddy. There we go. Yeah, we'll be reviewing it. And I'm going to click on AZ Screen Recorder. And when I do that, I'm going to get a little camera icon that pops up down on the bottom. Now, that is going to give me, if I tap the camera icon, I have 4 floating options that I can use. Now, just to run these through, the camera, the actual secondary, the top camera icon, the video camera icon is to start recording. Like if I tap it, it will start recording. So I'll do that in a moment. The 4 square gives me to the my menu, and kind of I can see my gallery of all the things I've already recorded and captured. The wrench in the suitcase gives me just a quick toolbox saying, did you want to use a camera? Did you want to take a screenshot? What did you want to do? And you'll see there's a live icon in there. You can actually live stream with this tool. So that's pretty cool. You can live stream to Facebook or YouTube. So I'm going to tap on, let's cut to the chase first, tap on the record icon. And when I do that, you're going to see I get a 3, 2, 1, and now we're recording. And so what looks like it happened is it went ahead and cut out. This is what happens when you try to do things and make your phones do different things. So I'm actually going to come out of the recording and get back into my phone. Let's see if that starts it up again. Okay. I may actually, you know what's fun about this is I may actually have to talk through this a little bit. I did take some screenshots too. But let me see if I can reconnect this. Don't you love this? And of course, and I told you today is totally organic. So let me see if I can get my thing going again. Let's view. Let's redetect. Connect. Mirroring. Okay, and we're back. So I think what happened was when I started recording with actually recording my screen, we had a little confluence of competing priorities there. This happens. But now we're back. And so I won't record again, but you did see the 3, 2, 1. And basically what happens is it'll record anything I do on my screen. And then to stop the recording, I just have to lock my screen and then just pop back on my phone. And now it's recorded a video. Let's go look at what it did record. So I'm going to actually type the 4 square icon. So that's going to take us in here. So the top, and there are some ads displaying there because it is a free app. You can upgrade it for premium. I have never found a need to because it's pretty cool and doesn't really require that. So at the top, you can see this is actually the video that I recorded. And now we're recording. And it's recording my voice too. So I always recommend using earbuds to record it. This is what happens when you try to do things and make your phones do different things. So I'm actually going to come out of the recording. Yep, and so you can actually see it. And notice that I could share the video right now if I love it. If I want to edit it, I can hit the magic wand or I can delete it. I'm actually going to back out and get back into my library. But I've done a ton of tutorials on here where once I have it recorded in here, let me just click on this one. I can edit, I can delete it, or I can rename it. I should rename these because I obviously don't have a wonderful file naming system. But the reason I don't is because I usually upload these right to YouTube as a tutorial video because I believe in the quick and dirty, let's just give you what you need. You can also, once you edit one of these videos, you can save it as a GIF. So that's actually what you see in here. I did save something as a GIF. And then you can tap on the gear. Remember, we talked about that being settings. So this is where you get tons of options. Oh my goodness. And remember, this is a free app. So you can change the resolution to several different options. You can change the frame rate to whatever you might want to do. You can change the bit rate. Tons of options. This is all, again, with a free. You can say, do I want to make sure it stays landscape, portrait, or what have you, or is it going to orientate it by how I'm holding it? Time lapse, you can do that. Record audio, I tend to do that because I do narrate my way through the tutorials, but you don't have to do that. It tells you where it's saving it to your phone. Looks like there's some green screen fixing you do. I have not used that yet. Hide the record window during recording. So that just means you're not going to be flummoxed or your recording window is not going to show. Using a magic button, that's actually, you can set an invisible button somewhere on the screen where you know where it is and you can tap it to start and stop the recording. And again, stop options. It'll tell you, well, did you want to stop once you lock and things like that. You could shake the phone, enable a time limit, and what have you. Countdown before start. And again, you can change that. So if you want to give you a 5 or a 10-second countdown, and then you can do screenshots, camera, brush, text, and logo. Now, this is where this gets important, for particularly if you're using this for some kind of marketing or anything like that. If I type on text and logo, I can actually add text to my recording that would float wherever I want it to be. So that could be the name of your business, title of the series, title of the video, whatever you'd like. You can change the font. Let's see, turn it back on to bunches of stuff. Don't get too fancy though. You want people to be able to read it. Text color, you can change it to your brand color. Isn't that great? My favorite part is the logo. So notice I just hit showed logo, and now you can see my logo, and my finger is moving it around the screen. You can decide to put it up in the top right, top, wherever it might make the most sense. I tend to put it actually in the top center. I found that when I'm navigating my way through mobile devices and apps, that seems to be the least obtrusive spot, because most apps, there's settings in corners, things like that. Usually the top left is the worst place to put it, because that's like your eye starts right there, and that's where you take action. You might want to tap on something, and I don't want to be trying to tap on my logo. But I was able to upload this. It's a PNG file, so it's got transparency around it, and I can change the size of it, even if I want to make it like way bigger. Woo, a little more prominent, okay? So that's I really do love this tool, because it has all of these things for the magical price of free. So very fun for me. And of course, you can go into your settings. You can rate it, send feedback, share the app with other people, change the language and stuff like that. And they've really done some great improvements over the last 4 years that I've had it. When you tap the settings, a little wrench, again, you've already seen that in the settings, but it does let you say, do you want to add to your recording toolbox a screenshot? And that's going to, notice now I've got a little photo, I just took a screenshot. Ta-da! So it just lets you do some quick shortcut buttons to do that. And lastly, if you did want to go live, you can actually broadcast the phone process you're doing on Facebook or YouTube. So very easy. Just make sure you're signed in and you're good. So I love this thing. I really do think it's a great tool, considering the fact it's free. And the ads are not obtrusive. I mean, you might think you'd be seeing the ads while you're recording or something, and you don't. You only see them inside the app itself when you're trying to look at your gallery and stuff. So once again, free app in Google Play. It is for Android. Lets you record your mobile screen. And really the biggest selling point for me is that you can manage, add your logo to screen recording. So I love all of that stuff, and I just think it's a really solid tool as a result. So guess what? I'm going to be giving this tool better than my performance and production quality today, but I'm going to be giving this tool 5 gears. 5 gears out of 5. I have 0 complaints about it. It has consistently worked. They consistently upgraded it. They haven't actually charged for it, which is amazing. It's great. So I just really love it. And honestly, it's made my life easier. So when you're thinking about user interface and, anyone who works in UI, UX, or teaching or mobile, anything, and you need to be able to grab some video of what's showing on your mobile to show somebody else, so handy. So 5 gears for AZ Screen Recorder. Go, if you have an Android, go forth, download it yourself from Google Play Store and enjoy. It's awesome. So happy to announce too, so we will be having a guest next week. I'll be back in my normal studio. Next week's Gear Up is going to feature the tool Agorapulse, and we'll have guest Mike Allton with us. So Agorapulse, if you don't know, is a social media management tool. I use it for my own social scheduling, reporting, listening, response, audience management, tracking my own influencers, people who are my personal influencers who seem to interact with my stuff the most. It's fabulous. I love that you can queue things up. I love that you can label things. I love that you can create default queue schedules for the different types of content you might need to schedule for your whatever. You can group profiles and accounts into subgroups so that you have smaller businesses or groups that you can work with. fantastic. You can schedule to Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn profiles, LinkedIn pages, Facebook profiles, Facebook pages, YouTube, things like that. So it's fabulous, and can't wait to talk about that next week with Mike Allton. Do remember that Gear Up is here every week with you on Thursdays right around 7 p.m. Eastern. We were a little later today, mostly because I was trying to wait for a lull in the banging going on outside and the yelling, since I'm in an unfamiliar territory. But thank you so much for watching. If you do have a tool you'd like us to review on this show, please email me it's rachel@really.social, or just message me anywhere you're seeing this broadcast. Also go visit really.social/gearup. And you know what? Let me just use this awesome tool that I can use to create that really quick. So really.social/gearup. I'm just going to add that as a banner and show you there. If you go visit that, you'll not only see the past episodes of the show, but you can see how to submit your own tool, tangible or digital, that we could review on this show. One caveat is I do need to be able to try the tool out. I'm not going to review anything that I can't try out and actually give a legit review on. I will disclaim if I have some kind of relationship with the company that makes the tool, but I'm not going to review something that I cannot actually use first and say, here is my authentic take on it. Okay? But I give you my take tonight, AZ Screen Recorder 5 Gears. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope you enjoy your life and you're staying safe and happy. And I will see you on next week's episode. I'm going to go eat some pizza. I hope you have a nice night. Bye.